Here's Brody Brazil.
You know, I did see in the comments recently some people asking me to make more videos and coverage of the WWE, as if I wasn't paying attention to wrestling all these years. And my response to that is, oh, you didn't know? Yeah, well, actually, you know what else? Maybe you could just talk to one of my friends. His name? Mr. Sacco. Okay, never mind. Had to start the video that way. Had no other choice. But I do want to say this. No, I'm not paying attention to everything WWE does. I mean, this isn't 1997 or 2001 anymore. But I am paying attention to this. WWE is now going to be essentially free. You see, I've put the asterisks there on free. Free on ESPN starting in 2026. And I'll call them pay-per-views. They call them something else now, PLEs, premium live events. When did that change happen? See, again, I used to pay attention to wrestling more in the WWF days. But now WWE is entering a brand new era of its biggest events, its premium live events, and SummerSlam and WrestleMania. And you name it, all these events are going to be free, again, with a huge caveat on ESPN. Let me remind you about ESPN's new app. It's coming out right around the corner, August 21st. So later this month, as I'm recording this here in 2025, it's going to carry all of ESPN's programming, all the channels, all the games, all the broadcasts. Essentially, if it's got an ESPN logo on it, you're going to find it on this app. Now, some people are being misled saying, well, they have to buy this separately. You can buy this separately for about $30 a month. Or this also comes free if you are currently a subscriber to ESPN through a satellite service, through a cable service, through YouTube TV, or other internet delivery services. If you already subscribe to ESPN, you're going to get access to this app. And with access to this app, they're going to carry all 10 of WWE's premium live events each year. And again, am I just old school and calling them pay-per-views still? I cannot get past this PLE thing. I know, it's a fancier name instead of pay-per-view. And pay-per-view comes with the thought of paying $49.95 per event, which I do want to talk about that, the history and trajectory of the cost of pay-per-views. But if you kind of do the math, and when this ESPN and WWE deal came out, people thought, well, it's just a broadcast thing and there's no benefit to the viewer. I mean, when you really think about this, if you're already subscribing to this package, which I get it, some people aren't, they're cutting the cord. They don't want to pay an extra $30 a month just for ESPN. But when you think about everything you get here, and if you could get this for free, you're getting WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam. Again, all those premium live events, basically one a month that they do for most months. You're going to get all of that starting in 2026 because Disney, the parent company of ESPN, is paying a reported $325 million on average per year for 5 years to gain these rights. This was something you previously found on Peacock, which is an NBC property, and people were paying $7 to $16 a month for the last decade. So, point being here, if you were only subscribing to Peacock for wrestling for $7 to $16 a month, you were getting a deal to a certain degree, right? This is about half the price of what you're going to pay for the ESPN app. But now the point is that you're going to get all the ESPN stuff, and if you're already a subscriber, then you may not even need this Peacock app standalone separately at the very same time. So it's complicated. It's not a one-size-fits-all situation here for WWE viewers, but if you hit that sweet spot of being an ESPN subscriber, man, the benefit you're about to get, because, again, go back to the cost of pay-per-view events on WWE, and I'll just spell this out. From 1985 to 1994, I looked this up. The average cost of pay-per-views was between $19.95 and $29.95, and I remember those days. Hey, can we order SummerSlam? Can we, right? So that's how it used to be. Then 95 to 2001, inflation, popularity was at the Attitude Era. Was it F back then? WWF Attitude? $29.95 to $34. So now prices are going up. 2002 to 2008. Now we're hitting almost $40 per pay-per-view. 2009 to 2013, we finally eclipsed $50 per event. Now, again, I remind you, $54.95, let's say in 2013 to watch a pay-per-view, like to watch SummerSlam, $54 would get you 4 or 5 months of the Peacock service where you could watch not only every pay-per-view, PLE, but you could also watch everything else on Peacock with a subscription. Like, the value here has gone way up for WWE viewers to think about $54.95 per event, basically per month, versus that $9.99 a month. Now, 2014 to 2021 is when WWE Network came around. They were the exclusive ones to bring you pay-per-views per month at that monthly cost of $9.99. 21 to 25 exclusively on Peacock for the last 5 years, anywhere between $7 to $16 a month. So the subscription model really changed, like, how much people were paying. Now, is this a price and demand situation, a cost and demand? Like, were they looking at the numbers and saying, wow, not a lot of people are spending $55 on this pay-per-view. We've got to figure out a different way. We've got to get more people in the door. Even if they pay less, we've got to figure out the balance here of revenue, audience, and not putting this behind a paywall that's too high and too big. So you can see how the model has dramatically changed here, and now it's about to take a totally different step with this ESPN partnership. What are people saying? Mark Shapiro is the CEO of TKO. They're the parent company of WWE. He says, quote, "In many ways, this is our destiny. If you want to expand the audience, our fan base, the fervor around WWE, and grow a real significant national scale, you can't do that as it relates to the sports world without partnering with ESPN. The NFL's got to deal with ESPN. NBA's got to deal with ESPN. NHL's got to deal with ESPN. Major League Baseball trying to play hardball with ESPN. They're out with ESPN. That's a whole separate topic. I know a lot of you on this channel are baseball viewers. It makes baseball look bad that WWE partnering with ESPN. The Savannah Bananas partnering with ESPN. Hockey's been in there. Basketball just re-upped. Football just bought 10% of ESPN. Isn't that weird? So now the NFL and WWE are in a roundabout way directly connected and related. Do you see how all this like really works when you sit down and think about it? Baseball's the only one, Major League Baseball, who doesn't have the tie. They won't after this season as of right now with ESPN. Jimmy Pitaro is the chairman of ESPN. Our place was built as the entertainment and sports programming network. Jimmy was really emphasizing that E in ESPN, the entertainment part. This is a fantastic way for us to expand our audience. It's younger, it's more diverse, and it's more female than what we would see at the network level. So Jimmy there thinking about the real demographics and really thinking like a television executive there, going for the numbers and what this means. Nick Khan is a president of WWE, says it's, quote, multi-generational viewing, and we think ESPN is multi-generational viewing. So WWE and ESPN kind of fit in the same mold. In an interview, Nick went on to mention that, and this is their numbers, 38% of WWE's audience is women. And about 50% of people who attend WWE live events come with children, he said in an interview. Actually, sometimes you look at numbers and say, I don't believe that. I bet that's probably pretty close. Maybe a stretch a little bit, but to some degree, I don't think Nick is far off with those numbers. So a win-win for everybody, I suppose, as we get to the takeaways. Number one is just that amazing trajectory and peak for the prices of pay-per-views, premium live events over time. The fact that it was $19.99, $29, $39, $54.95 or whatever, and now it's $30 a month, but with a package that comes with everything of ESPN. And the value just seems like it's there. So long gone are the days of those one-offs and paying so much for a WWE event. ESPN, I think, is going to garner more for WWE in terms of mass exposure, in terms of opportunities to have their athletes on ESPN sports programming in the meantime, and collaborations. And just think about how this is going to boost the platform and the profile of each WWE and ESPN. It definitely makes ESPN's brand new app more fascinating, more enticing, more valuable. They're going to get some subscriptions just because of this. And people who still think, hey, wait, $30 a month? I don't have cable. I don't have satellite. But $30 a month for ESPN and every pay-per-view that I used to shell out $50 for? Like, that's probably a pretty good deal. Get it on your phone, get it on your tablet, get it on your Apple TV, you name it, all the devices. And I just want to point out, if a lot of you are saying, wait a second, I never thought I'd see the day where ESPN and WWE were partners. Like WWE is going to be on ESPN. ESPN is for sports. ESPN does some like journalism occasionally. ESPN they do crazy sports, but wrestling never fell directly into the ESPN bucket. Now it does. And my point in all of this is we talk about some of the people ESPN has hired recently, some of the moves ESPN has made recently, some of the directions of professional sports recently. You know, it was so traditional and typical and predictable for decades of the 80s and 90s and 2000s and 2010s. And now, as I like to say, here in 2025, the future of sports and media, I think the biggest theme is that they're all unexpected. You can't necessarily know exactly what's coming. And sometimes you're going to see things like this and say, I never could have imagined that. And yet, here it is. So, free for those of you who already subscribe to ESPN. You're getting every pay-per-view, PLE, that WWE has to offer. Maybe you'll see some of the biggest stars make their return in 2026 to kind of promote this. Who am I talking about? Well, if you smell what this video is cooking. Okay, I've got to end it now. That was terrible. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments section below. Thumbs up, please. Even if you didn't like my antics there. Thumbs up down below helps me, the video, of the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. You know I'd love to see you back here next time.